You know, the other morning I looked in the mirror and for a second I didn't recognize myself. And no, it wasn't the wrinkles. It was something deeper, like my body was quietly asking for help. Not because I looked bad, but because I looked tired. Not tired like sleepy, tired like something inside me was dimming a little. And it hit me. I've been eating pretty well, trying to stay active, but I've overlooked something simple: the right vitamins. Not the ones for energy or cholesterol. I mean the vitamins to look younger. The ones that help your skin stay firm, your eyes stay clear, and your muscles keep moving without aching. No one told us that after 60 our bodies don't absorb these nutrients the same way, so we lose strength. Our skin gets dull. Our balance gets a little shaky, and we wonder what's happening. But today we're going to talk about the fix. This video isn't just about skin. It's about feeling strong in your own body again. It's about aging skin solutions that actually work and the skin glow over 40 that's still possible. I'm going to walk you through 9 key steps, starting with the vitamins that rebuild your cells, hydrate your skin, and keep your muscles firing. We'll talk about retinol, vitamin C, B12, magnesium, and even the gut. Yes, the gut that determines whether your skin glows or your joints ache. And don't worry, I'll explain everything simply, with real-life examples. What to eat, what to avoid, and one tiny thing you can start doing tonight. By the end of this video, you'll know how to feed your skin, your muscles, and your spirit with exactly what they've been missing. So stick with me, because what we uncover today could change the way you feel about aging. Let's begin. Number 1. Vitamin A, retinol, rebuilding skin, vision, and cellular renewal. Let me tell you something that surprised me the first time I heard it. Your skin doesn't just age because of time. It ages because the little builders inside your body, the ones that replace old skin cells, start taking more coffee breaks than they should. That's where vitamin A, also known as retinol, comes in. It's like the foreman of your skin's construction site. It keeps the cell turnover process moving, replacing tired, dull skin with newer, brighter, firmer layers. I used to think retinol was just something young folks used in fancy creams. But once I tried it gently, with a low dose, something changed. My skin started looking less like crepe paper and more like me again. Here's the science part in plain English. Vitamin A boosts collagen production, helping the skin stay elastic and tight. It also smooths out fine lines and even helps with acne or sunspots. A study in the Journal of Investigative Dermatology showed visible improvement in wrinkles in just 12 weeks of consistent use. That's not marketing. That's research. But that's not all vitamin A does. It supports your eyesight, especially in low light, and helps your immune system fight off colds and other invaders. That's why if you're over 60, this isn't a vanity vitamin. It's a foundation. You can get retinol from food too, and that's where I started. Sweet potatoes, carrots, kale, spinach. The deeper the color, the richer the retinol. And here's a tip. Add a little olive oil to help your body absorb it better. I remember one morning after a week of adding carrots and spinach to my meals, my niece told me my skin looked awake again. She didn't say young. She said awake, and somehow that felt even better. One lesson I've learned: don't go overboard with strong retinol creams at first. Start low, maybe 0.25%, and always use sunscreen, because retinol can make your skin more sensitive to the sun, and nobody wants to swap glow for sunburn. So vitamin A is where the repair begins. It clears the path, rebuilds the skin, and strengthens the vision, literally. And now that we've got the skin's construction team back on the job, let's meet their support system, the one that keeps everything firm, hydrated, and glowing from the inside out. Coming up next, number 2, vitamin C. More than a glow, the skin strength collagen builder. You know that glow people talk about. That healthy, fresh look like you just got back from a peaceful walk in the sun. A big part of that glow comes from vitamin C. But let me tell you something I didn't know until recently. It's not just about brightness, it's about strength. Vitamin C helps your body produce collagen now. Collagen is what keeps your skin firm, your joints happy, and your face from slowly sliding south without enough collagen. Things start to sag, not just skin, but even your confidence, and vitamin C is the key that turns that engine back on. Here, as how I think of it, if vitamin A is the builder, then vitamin C is the cement mixer. It holds everything together and makes sure the work doesn't fall apart. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that people with higher vitamin C intake had fewer wrinkles and better skin hydration. That's not just for models and movie stars, that's for folks like us, trying to feel a little more like ourselves again. When I started taking vitamin C daily, just a simple powder stirred into water, I noticed not just better skin, but my gums stopped bleeding when I brushed. My immune system held up better during winter, and those little bruises on my arms, they faded faster. I've also made it a habit to eat a handful of strawberries, slice up some bell peppers, or squeeze a lemon into warm water every morning, and let me tell you, nothing wakes you up like a zesty glass of lemon water. It's like sunshine in a cup. One small but important lesson I learned the hard way: if you're using a vitamin C serum, store it away from light and air, because this vitamin is powerful, but it's also delicate. Once it oxidizes, it loses its magic, so look for dark bottles, airtight lids, and use it up within a few months. Vitamin C is that quiet force, strengthening the foundation beneath your skin, fighting off the free radicals that try to speed up aging and giving you a natural, inside-out glow. And now that we've got firmness and glow covered, let's talk about comfort, because no one wants skin that just looks nice. We want skin that feels soft, hydrated, and calm. That's where our next friend steps in. Vitamin E coming up next. Number 3, vitamin E, hydration and healing for aging skin. Let me ask you something real simple. When was the last time your skin felt comfortable? Not tight, not itchy, not dry as toast, just soft in content. For me, it had been a while until I learned about vitamin E. This vitamin doesn't get as much attention as retinol or vitamin C, but honestly, it's like the best friend who shows up with soup when you're sick, quiet, reliable, and always exactly what your skin needs. Vitamin E is a natural moisturizer and healer. It works deep inside your skin, strengthening the barrier so moisture stays in and irritants stay out. It's also a powerful antioxidant, meaning it fights off those little invisible skin attackers called free radicals, the ones that dry us out, make skin dull, and speed up wrinkles. I remember once after a sunburn, I was stubborn and skipped the sunscreen. I used a vitamin E oil that my neighbor swore by, just a few drops before bed, and by morning, my skin felt calmer, less angry, more soothed. There's actually a study in the Journal of Molecular Medicine showing how vitamin E reduces skin inflammation and improves hydration, not just in theory, but in real life. Skin, our kind of skin. You can use it as a serum, cream, or even get it through food. Think almonds, sunflower seeds, spinach, and avocados. My personal favorite. A handful of almonds in the afternoon feels like a treat, but it's actually skincare. One thing I've learned though, go easy with pure vitamin E oil if you're new to it. Start light. Too much can clog pores, especially if your skin is sensitive. But done right, it's like wrapping your skin in a cozy blanket, locking in moisture, speeding up healing, and giving you that soft, dewy feel we thought we lost. Now we've covered the surface: hydration, healing, and glow. But what if the real secret to younger skin is coming from the inside, from your bones, your muscles, and even the sun itself? Let's talk about that next. Number 4, vitamin D, sunshine for skin, bones, and there's something about a bit of sunlight on your face that just lifts the soul. It's not just in your head, it's vitamin D working its quiet magic. Now, we often hear about vitamin D for bones, and yes, it absolutely helps with calcium absorption, keeping your skeleton strong. But what most folks don't realize is that vitamin D also plays a big role in your skin and muscles too. When you don't get enough, things can start to shift. Your skin may lose its elasticity, your muscles might feel weaker, and even your mood can dip a little. That happened to me last winter. I was indoors more than usual, and I started to feel sluggish. My knees ached more, my skin looked dull, and I just didn't feel like myself. Turned out, I was low on vitamin D, and it made sense as we age. Our skin doesn't produce vitamin D from sunlight as efficiently. Plus, if we wear sunscreen every day, and we should, we block most of the rays that help make this vitamin. But here's the thing, vitamin D is like sunlight in a bottle. It activates repair. It strengthens your immune system. And according to research in the Journal of Investigative Dermatology, adequate vitamin D helps improve skin barrier function, which means fewer wrinkles, more moisture retention, and better protection from environmental damage. One small change I made. I added a D3 supplement every morning with breakfast. It's easy, it doesn't upset the stomach, and I swear my knees stopped clicking when I stood up from the couch. Food-wise, I try to eat more salmon, egg yolks, and fortified cereals. Nothing fancy, just little upgrades. And when the weather's nice, I let my arms soak in the morning sun for 15 minutes. No sunscreen. Just for that brief window, it feels good, like I'm charging my batteries. Just one reminder, always check your levels with your doctor before supplementing. Too much isn't better. For me, this vitamin reminded me that aging isn't always about decline. Sometimes it's just about deficiency. And that brings me to another silent hero, one that's often paired with vitamin D but rarely talked about on its own. Coming up next, number 5. Vitamin K, the invisible architect of firm skin and strong bones. Now here's a vitamin most folks don't talk about, but oh, it matters more than you'd think. Vitamin K. If your body were a building, vitamin K would be the quiet architect behind the scenes, making sure everything's in the right place, especially your calcium. You see, while vitamin D helps absorb calcium, vitamin K tells it where to go. It helps direct it into your bones and away from places it shouldn't be, like your arteries or soft tissues. That's why it's crucial for bone strength, but also for keeping your skin firm and circulation smooth. Because when calcium is flowing properly, your skin looks less saggy, and your body feels more stable and aligned. I remember reading a study in Osteoporosis International that showed people who got enough vitamin K had better bone density and fewer fractures, especially women over 60. And one more thing. This vitamin also helps with bruising. I used to get little purple spots on my arms from the slightest bump, thought it was just age, but it turned out my diet was low in leafy greens. Once I started adding spinach and kale to my meals a few times a week, those little bruises stopped popping up as much. A small shift. A big difference. You can get vitamin K from simple things like broccoli, Brussels sprouts, even green beans and fermented foods like natto, if you're feeling adventurous. There are two main types: K1, mostly from leafy greens, and K2, from fermented foods or supplements. Both are helpful, but K2 is especially good at guiding calcium deep into the bones. And don't worry, you don't need to memorize it all, just remember this. If you're taking vitamin D, don't skip the K, they're a team. So if you want firmer skin and stronger bones, this invisible architect might be your best secret weapon. Now we've talked a lot about bones and skin, but what about the nerves that connect it all? The signal from brain to muscle, the energy and clarity we need to move and feel alive every day. That's next, number 6, vitamin B12, the powerhouse for nerves, muscle, and mental clarity. There was a time, maybe a year or two ago, when I started forgetting little things. Where I put my reading glasses while I walked into the kitchen. I laughed it off, called it senior moments, but deep down, it worried me. Then came the tingling in my feet, a strange numbness, and I noticed my legs felt weaker on the stairs. It wasn't just age, it was a sign. My doctor ran a simple blood test, and there it was: low vitamin B12. You see, B12 is like electricity for your body. It powers your nerves, keeps your muscles firing smoothly, and it helps your brain stay sharp and focused. Without enough B12, your nervous system starts to short circuit. You might feel pins and needles or muscle weakness, or that frustrating mental fog. Especially for those of us over 60, our stomach's ability to absorb B12 from food goes way down. even if we eat plenty of it. According to the NE, as many as 20% of adults over 60 may be low in B12 and not even know it. Foods like eggs, meat, dairy, and fish are good sources, but if your body can't absorb it well, a supplement or B12 shot might be the answer. For me, adding a small B12 supplement each morning was like plugging myself back in the brain fog. Cleared the stairs, didn't feel like mountains anymore, and my confidence came back. What I learned is this: it's not just about feeling young, it's about staying connected to your body, your mind, your movement. B12 gives you that connection, and when it's missing, you feel a little unplugged from life. So if you've been tired, or your muscles feel slow, or your balance is off, don't just brush it off as check your B12, it could be a missing piece. Now let's talk about something that brings both energy and glow, the kind of vitamin that powers your cells and makes your skin beam from the inside out. Coming up next, number 7, niacin vitamin B3, for energy, glow, and skin barrier strength. There's a kind of glow you just can't fake. It's not makeup, it's not lighting, it comes from inside. And one of the vitamins that helps bring that natural radiance to life is niacin, also called vitamin B3. Now, this one doesn't always get the spotlight, but I'll tell you, it's one of those silent helpers that makes a world of difference, especially when it comes to skin and energy. Niacin supports your skin's barrier, the outermost layer that keeps the good stuff in and the bad stuff out. Without a strong barrier, your skin gets dry, irritated, older looking faster. You know that tight, itchy feeling some lotions can't fix. That could be your skin barrier crying out for help. Niacin helps rebuild and strengthen that barrier so your skin holds moisture better and looks plumper, smoother, more resilient. But it's not just about looks. Niacin is also vital for how your cells create energy. It helps convert food into fuel, so you don't just wake up, you actually feel awake. I remember one week when I was feeling tired, just dragging myself through the afternoons. Turns out my diet was low in B vitamins. I added in more whole grains, some salmon, a niacin-rich multivitamin, and after a few days the lights turned back on. There's also something called niacinamide, a gentler form of B3 that's found in skincare products. It helps reduce inflammation, even out tone, and calm down redness, especially good for mature, sensitive skin. It's like giving your skin a warm cup of tea. You'll find niacin in turkey, chicken, peanuts, brown rice, and those same trusty leafy greens we keep talking about. Here's the simple takeaway: niacin helps your skin stay strong, your energy stay steady, and your confidence stay rooted. And for something that's in a handful of oats or a spoonful of peanut butter, that's a pretty good deal. Now what about your muscles? Because having glowing skin is great, but if your legs feel weak, or you get cramps at night, or your hands feel stiff, that glow doesn't feel so bright anymore. That's where we go next, number 8. Magnesium and muscle protection, the missing link in anti-aging. You know, no one warned me that one day I'd bend down to tie my shoe and my calf would cramp up like a clenched fist, or that I'd wake up at 3 a.m. with my legs aching for no reason at all. At first I blamed age, then I blamed hydration, and eventually I found the quiet answer: magnesium. This mineral is often forgotten, but it plays a key role in how our muscles work, how they relax, and how they recover. Without enough magnesium, your muscles don't move smoothly, they twitch, they cramp, and sometimes they even spasm out of nowhere. It's like trying to drive a car without oil in the engine. Things just don't glide like they should. But magnesium does more than ease your legs. It helps reduce stress, calm your nervous system, and support deep, healing sleep. And let's not forget skin, because magnesium helps regulate cellular repair so your skin can heal, hold moisture, and defend itself against inflammation. I remember meeting a neighbor, a sweet woman in her late 60s. She started getting awful leg cramps and thought it was just old age. But once her doctor suggested magnesium, and she added pumpkin seeds and a supplement into her routine, those nighttime jolts almost disappeared. You can get magnesium from almonds, spinach, avocados, and dark chocolate. Yes, chocolate made the list, just make sure it's the 70% kind. Now, Here's a small but powerful tip. If you're already taking magnesium, but still feel the cramps or fatigue, it might not be the vitamin's fault. It might be your gut's ability to absorb it. Which brings us right to what might be the most overlooked part of staying youthful. Number 9. Gut health equals vitamin absorption equals real results. Let me ask you something. Have you ever taken a vitamin for weeks and felt like absolutely nothing changed? You start wondering, is this stuff even working? Is it expired or is it me? Well, here's the truth. Most people don't talk about it. Might not be what you're taking, it might be what your gut isn't absorbing. See, our digestive system is more than just a food chute. It's where vitamins get unpacked, processed, and sent out to do their good work. If your gut isn't in good shape, even the best vitamins, retinol, vitamin C, magnesium, they just pass right through. No glowing skin, no muscle relief, no energy boost. That's why gut health is like the secret gatekeeper to aging well. If you've got issues like bloating, constipation, or you're on long-term meds, chances are your absorption is suffering. A friend of mine, George, he's 67, he was taking a B12 supplement for his nerves, but still felt foggy and tired. Turned out his gut lining was inflamed from years of acid reflux. Once he fixed that with probiotics and cleaner eating, the B12 finally started kicking in. Your gut lining, your stomach acid, your microbiome, they all matter more than we think. What helps? Fermented foods like kimchi or sauerkraut, a daily probiotic, fiber-rich foods like oats and beans, even simple things like chewing slowly can make a real difference. The lesson here, it's not always about more supplements. Sometimes it's about making sure your body can actually use them. And when that happens, the glow, the energy, the strength, it all comes back. So now that we've traveled from skin to muscles, from vitamins to your gut, let me wrap this up with one final truth. So here we are. If you've made it this far, I hope you're starting to feel it too. That little spark of possibility. Because this wasn't just a list of vitamins. This was a wake-up call. A reminder that looking and feeling younger isn't about chasing youth. It's about nourishing what's already there, under your skin, inside your cells, in the rhythm of your muscles and mind. We don't lose our youth. We just stop giving it what it needs. But when you restore the nutrients, retinol for cell renewal, vitamin C for strength, vitamin D for vitality, magnesium for muscle calm, it starts to shine through again. Not just in how you look, but how you feel when you wake up, how steady your steps are, how clearly you think, how deeply you smile, and that's the real win. So don't let anyone tell you it's too late. You don't need a time machine. You just need the right tools, and they're not locked away. They're in your kitchen, on your plate, in your daily rhythm. Start small, stay curious, and give your body the kindness it's been waiting for. Now, if this video helped you, if you learned something new, or saw a bit of yourself in these stories, please hit that subscribe button and stay with us. There's more to explore, more to heal, more to celebrate. Because aging isn't the end of beauty or strength. It's the beginning of doing it smarter. So take care, eat well, and I'll see you in the next video.